time management. I know that a lot of you have expressed that you struggle with time management. You're not really sure how you can get everything done, how you can work your full-time job, get your workouts done, feed your family, spend time with your family, get groceries, make sure your house is clean, and run a business with Beachbody. So I have struggled with time management, even though it's something that I love. I love writing things down, creating a schedule, putting all the pieces together, and the willpower to stick to that schedule is something that will come A, with time, and B, it will also come when you have accountability, such as in our group, where you can hold each other accountable, hold yourself accountable. When you post your schedule, say, okay, this is my schedule, this is what I have mapped out for myself, and then you have other people saying, hey, why are you sitting here giving me Candy Crush invitations on Facebook when you said that from 6 to 7 you were going to be working out? Things like that. And really, all you need to be successful with this is what mine looks like, a binder. So this is kind of my catch-all. I run my whole life out of this little book. Excuse me, my bills are in here, all of my appointments are in here, all of my activities that I do with my friends and my family and my husband, all of my Beachbody events are in here, my work is in here. If I lost this, I would be lost. My bills, everything's in here. So let's find a good month to show you. Okay, here's August, for example. So I prefer to have the types of calendars that have a month view and then also a weekly breakdown view. That's just my preference. I've always been into notebooks and calendars and planners, if you will, ever since high school. So this is what mine looks like. So that's August. And really what I do is I sit down, actually I'm going to be doing it for September, today or tomorrow. So I sit down and I look at the month ahead and I decide, first I don't decide. First I look at my priorities that I have for family and friends. So I put those on my schedule first. And I highlight them in orange. Then I put, and you can do colors for whatever you want. So I highlight everything that is related to friends and family in orange. Then I go through and I figure out what I'm going to do as far as my challenge groups for the month. So I decide when in the month I'm going to host a free 5-day clean eating challenge. I decide where I'm going to do a sneak peek. I decide where I'm going to actually have my Beachbody challengers that order challenge packs, where I'm going to have them order, and then I also plug in Coach Basics. And with that, I also look back at the calendar and I decide where the cutoff dates need to be. I like my customers to place their orders no later than 10 days before the challenge starts, to make sure that they have their stuff the Monday that we start. So that's just my schedule, how I like to do things. It makes it easy if you do the same thing every month, and especially I'm not doing Coach Basics anymore. The lovely Maggie has taken that over, so I can take that off my plate for September. So basically, what I'm going to go over with you, that's just a brief synopsis of kind of what my monthly schedule looks like. I can break it down for you weekly after this time management segment. So I found this article from the Business Insider, and it's this man whose name is Cal Newport, and he is super organized. So he works, he has a family, he is a professor. That's his job, that's his work. He's a professor. He like writes all of these articles and books every year, and he never works past 5:30 p.m. and he doesn't work weekends. So this article I thought would be interesting to read because clearly has his shit figured out. So as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, a lot of this makes sense. I do a lot of this. Consistency is going to have to be your biggest. It's going to be your biggest obstacle to overcome. You need to take all of these steps and be consistent with them. So I want you to write these down. I will put my outline that I've written here in the file section so that you can refer back to it also, but I would recommend taking your own notes. So here are the top 5. My thing is right here. Top 5 ways to be mindful of your time management. So number 1 is don't just stop at making a to-do list. A to-do list is very easy to make. You can say, I'm going to do all of these things, and it sounds awesome. And usually, we put too many things on our to-do list. Usually, our to-do list is not for just a day. And then it becomes habit, and it becomes okay to keep moving things and moving things and moving things, because you're not going to get something done just because it's number 4 on your list of things to do today. So you need to schedule it, and you need to put a timestamp and a deadline on it. So yes, you need to make a to-do list, especially if you're doing Power Hour. You need to know who you're talking to, who you're following up with. But when it comes to busy work, and those activities that just need to get done, you need to put them on your schedule. You need to put it on your calendar. You need to put it in a time frame where it's going to make you get it done, because work will fill the time that we give it. So a good example for this is when I was in nursing school, I almost always waited until the day or 2 days before a giant 20-page paper was due to start writing it. I had the research and all that kind of stuff, so I had the information, I just didn't write it down. So the night before, I would be like, oh crap, this is due at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I would brew a pot of coffee, and I would throw on some tunes, and I would sit in my bedroom at my mom's house, and I would just power through. Some people work well under pressure, other people don't. But the moral of this story is it needs to get done. So your activity will fill the time that you give it. So if you are likely to procrastinate and you give yourself a week to get something done, you're going to wait until the last minute. The flip side of this is busy people are so much more productive because you only have a certain amount of time. So if you're organized and you know what you need to do, then when you sit down to do your work, you're going to do your work because you only have an hour. It's kind of like study hall in high school. Crap, I didn't do my homework. I only have 20 minutes at lunch to get it done. So you're going to finish it. Or you're not going to finish it, and then you're not going to get results or get a bad grade, whatever. Your business won't grow, is the big adult term. So also, another thing to do with this is, yes, we schedule our power hours. So we say, okay, I'm going to work my business from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night. Or I'm going to work my business from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. every day. On the flip side, you need to schedule everything. So in your calendar, you need to, basically, your waking hours, you need to block off every hour of your time. What are you doing? Let me pull out mine. So for me, I do mine in highlighters because it is pretty, and it makes it look better. I have no tasks under here because painting has taken over my life But this was my plan for the week. And again, this is where consistency comes into play. You need to be consistent. So here is my thing. Okay, so this is all there. So I write down over here, green is when I do my Beachbody business work. I work from 5 to 6:30, sometimes 7 a.m., depending on the day. So that's all the green. The yellow is my full-time job. 8, or really 7 to 5 is what I put, because I also include in here, this is when I take a shower, eat breakfast, that type of stuff. And then I have a half an hour drive home. Or I give myself a half an hour to like get home and get some things done. So then it's a workout. Pink, all of this pink in here is when I'm not doing Beachbody business. So all of the pink is where my husband, my family, my friends, they have my attention. And then green again at the bottom is when I try to do calls. So that's what this week's schedule looks like. Purple are my workouts and extracurriculars. So purple here, these are the workouts, and then this is an event that I actually didn't get to go to because I was painting my house. This is me teaching a class, and over here, this is green and purple because my upline coach is taking us out for a celebration night, so it's kind of work, kind of not. So I write everything down. Basically, I white out all the times on this schedule. I wish I had gotten one that was blank, but I didn't. And then I rewrite the times that work for me. So my times run from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. I schedule everything. Everything is in this book. If I'm doing it, it's written down. So you have to write everything down. The second thing is kind of related to this, is to plan your day from end to beginning. So if you know that you need to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night so that you can get up early in the morning, you need to figure out all of the things that you need to do, how long it's going to take you to do them, or how long you're going to allow yourself to do those activities, and put it on your calendar so that you know that you'll be done at 10 o'clock. And don't take no for an answer, you just be done at 10 o'clock. Unless you're super into something, or you're whatever. You have to have some wiggle room, but you also have to be consistent. Plan the entire week. I just talked about this. I guess I was getting ahead of myself. Now, this one is important. Start saying no. I know it's very hard. A lot of us are people pleasers. We're yes people. We want to have our hand in everything. But you have to start saying no. Otherwise, you're going to be doing all of these activities that are not that important to you, and then you won't have time for the things that are important to you. So this is where prioritization comes in. You need to really sit down and think of the things that are most important to you. Chances are it's your family is number one, and whatever comes after that. So what I have found is a lot of the time, when you're saying yes to different activities and different obligations and different opportunities that come up, which will, it's kind of a double-edged sword. So you get these obligations and activities, and they are huge and they're going to help move things forward, but they may take you away from your family. So you need to determine yourself what is more important for you. So make a list of your top 3 to 5 priorities, and then every time there's an obligation or an opportunity or something that comes up, refer back to those priorities, and you'll be able to see, well, should I do that? And it won't be a question, because you'll look at your priorities and you'll say, okay, is it worth it for me to do this? No, it's not. Um, so that's how I personally think that you can, um, kind of navigate this time management waters. Is you need to have a concrete, clear priorities. You need to know what is number one in your life. Yes, we do need to make sacrifices, especially, we're all coaches. A lot of us, have dreams to make this our full-time business and our full-time income, and to quit our jobs and to be able to stay home with our kids and not ask for vacation time and all that type of stuff. So yes, sacrifice is involved, but it's up to you what you sacrifice. I sacrifice sleep a lot. That's usually what I sacrifice, and it's a learning curve. You're gonna figure out where you need to sacrifice, where you need to put more energy in, what opportunities you need to take. Sometimes you put things on your plate that you should have never put on your plate, and then ultimately you have to make the decision that's best for you and your family and your decisions, and your goals. But that's all. I can't tell you you should work your business 2 hours a day and not sleep and sometimes not get your workout in to build your business, because that might not be important to you. That happens to me frequently, which I know is awful, but to me sometimes the long-term goals of me missing a workout or two versus having that conversation with a prospect, or making a video or watching a webinar, something like that. To me, moving this business forward is my number 2 priority. My family's number 1. So you make the decision on what you need to cut back on or entirely cut out. I don't really watch TV, so I can't even name any shows that people would be watching on a normal basis. But maybe you cut out TV and you replace that with personal development, or times for you to call your coaches and have conference calls, or make content or for your Facebook posts or whatever. Time management it's an art. And really, you need to learn how to craft it. This business can easily take over your life, and I find, I've been finding this recently, is people go a couple different ways. Either you get into this business and you're so motivated and there's so many things to do and there's so much to learn and you're so excited that it consumes your life, and then you end up kind of pushing other avenues of your life away, and that's not good. And then another problem is sometimes you have so much going on, and you just need to pinpoint that one thing that you should be doing. And then you get overwhelmed because there's so much to do. Where do I start? I don't even know where to start because I just have so much to do, so many ideas. It's overwhelming. So then I do nothing. So that's not going to work either. So find and be with your time management and your schedule. Be realistic and don't try to impress other people by saying, I work a full-time job and I work in my business 4 hours a day and look at me go. Because chances are, if you're doing that and you have a family and a life, something is missing. Something is not getting your attention that should be getting your attention. So your schedule is for you, and you need to personalize that. Especially if you're a newer coach, if you can work on this more than an hour a day, that's great. But if you only have 30 to 60 minutes a day, 3, 4, maybe 5 days a week, that's awesome. That's all you need. Like, I've been doing this for, as most of you know, 2.5, almost 3 years, and our organization has 300 people in it, and I try to train and be in direct contact with as many of you as possible. And I still only work like 10 hours a week, 2 hours a day, roughly, and it just doesn't need to be consuming. And if Beachbody is an overwhelming thing for you, we need to talk one-on-one and see what we can do to make it less overwhelming for you. Because, in my opinion, this business is meant to take the stress away from your life, not add stress to your life. Yes, it's a little stressful sometimes. Wednesday night, rank advancement night, end of the month, trying to get success code points, that type of stuff. But for the most part, this business should be pretty stress-free, because you get to call the shots. So, maybe everybody on your team is saying, I'm hitting success code 10, and I, whatever their goals are, their big goals are, I want to be matching my income in 6 months and quit my job and all this stuff, and maybe you just don't have the time or the resources or the energy to push that hard, and that's totally fine. Your schedule needs to be whatever fits your schedule. You need to push yourself a little bit, and you need to sacrifice a couple of things, but ultimately it's up to you. It's your schedule, and when you find the reason, like that deep-seated reason why you want to be successful and why you want whatever it is that you want from this company, that's when you're going to be consistent with your schedule. Because you're going to say, okay, I have a deadline. I want to be matching or succeeding, or whatever your goal is. My particular goal, most of you know, I want to be doubling my income, and able to quit my nursing job by next December, 16 months away. So I probably need to be a little more consistent than I've been. And really, I'm loving doing this time management piece with all of you, because I need help with time management. I can write it all down, but I need all of you to be consistent with your time management so that we're consistent together and we're doing it as a team, so that it helps me stay on track too. Because, like I said, I'm not perfect. There's weeks where I don't invite anybody. There's weeks where I don't talk to a single soul about coaching. There's weeks that I just flop out. And that's okay, but it's not okay if we do that if that's what we're consistent in. If we're consistent in being inconsistent, nothing's ever going to change for us. Nothing's ever going to happen, and we're never going to be where we envision ourselves being. So, that being said, I want you to get a calendar, make a schedule, make it very specific. Write down all of the hats that you wear and where your time needs to be at different portions of the day. I want you to start saying no to things that other people can do. I know it's really hard, but maybe the laundry just doesn't get done today. Or maybe the dishes just don't get done. Or maybe your husband does the dishes. Or, maybe your kids do the vacuuming. Or whatever. Like, maybe something doesn't get done, but it's okay, because you're filling your time with more valuable things. So, case in point, don't be perfect. Plan your schedule. Be as consistent as possible. Find that reason why You need to work your business like a business. Pretend like, you know, if I didn't show up to work one day, my ass would get fired. I would get fired. You can't just not go to work. And with Beachbody, the repercussions are a little bit less because really just your business doesn't grow. And some people just say, oh, well, my business just isn't growing. But if you really treat it like a job and you schedule it out and you have a schedule for what you're doing, then you're going to be successful. So I would like all of you to post your schedule for next week after you watch this video in our Hit Nation group, so that we can all see it and we can all hold each other accountable for our schedule. I only have mine made until Sunday. I have to do the whiteout thing, which takes a couple of minutes. So I will be doing that tonight or tomorrow at some point. You will see my schedule for the rest of the week. It's broken up on 2 pages. I wish it wasn't. But post your schedules and we will all hold each other accountable. And I will be making another video very soon with lots more info. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.